I am back to cooking dinner. Been a couple days because I was busy with that television thing. So tonight I am making a hot honey sticky chicken dish. And you can either serve this over rice, or I might do a play on chicken and waffles because I have a bunch of French toast left from the TV spot yesterday. So I might do like French toast and sticky chicken. Sounds good to me. This recipe is super simple. You need boneless, skinless chicken. I'm using breasts. You can use thighs. Got cornstarch, a little bit of brown sugar. My friend sent me this Texas Pete hot sauce, which I'm addicted to now. So I'm gonna use that. Some honey, a little bit of soy sauce, and a little bit of rice wine vinegar, and then some garlic. So I'll show you guys how to do this. So I cut up my chicken into bite-sized pieces, and I put it in a bowl, and I've got a couple tablespoons of cornstarch on it, and I'm gonna toss it around so that all the pieces are coated. I've got my chicken coated. I added some garlic salt, chili powder, and black pepper. And then in this deep skillet, I've got some veggie oil heating up, and I am going to cook this chicken in this oil. And if you don't have a large pan, make sure you don't crowd the chicken, so you might have to do it in batches. Chicken cooks, I am going to make the simmer sauce for it with my soy sauce, hot sauce, honey, brown sugar, vinegar, and a little bit of the vegetable oil. I've added about 1/3 of a cup of vegetable oil, 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar, a couple tablespoons of soy sauce, about 1/4 cup, maybe a little more, of honey, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, and I added about 2 tablespoons of that Texas Pete hot sauce, but you can use as much or as little as you want. You don't have to use anything hot if you don't want to, if you're feeding kids, but that's what I use. So I'm gonna whisk this together. This is a sauce you don't really need to do a ton of exact measuring on. If you know you like it spicy, add more spice. If you like it a little bit more tangy, add more vinegar. More sweet, obviously, more salty. Just taste it as you go and add or whatever to get it to the flavor that you want. But mine is done with the way that I told you. I'm gonna add my chicken to this pan. I got this pan nice and hot because you kind of want to get a nice crust on this chicken. And I think my pan might be big enough to hold all the chicken, but remember, you do not want to crowd the chicken while it cooks, so there's no problem with, I don't know why I keep saying today, with cooking it in 2 batches. This is what you're gonna do. It isn't big enough for all of this chicken, so I'm gonna cook this stuff off, remove it, then add this chicken and cook it and remove it. I'm gonna have some bits on the bottom of this pan. This is a little bit more than I wanted or needed, but that's because I probably used a little bit too much cornstarch, but that's okay, I'll fix it. The next step after you remove the chicken, after it's done cooking, is you want to pour a cup of any kind of brown soda into your pot, and then you're going to let it simmer, and you're going to use your spatula to scrape up all those bits. Again, I have a little bit too many bits, but I used the rest of the Cheerwine that my friend sent me, but you can use Dr. Pepper, Coke, Pepsi, whatever brown pop you want to use. So I'm gonna let this simmer and scrape up all those bits. You can see that I've got all of the stuff scraped up from the bottom of the pan. I've got this simmering, and now I'm about to add my chicken back to this pot. Toss my chicken in that sauce, and I'm also adding 3 cloves of sliced garlic. So I'm gonna make sure I get all this chicken coated in that cola that has the cornstarch and meaty bits in it. Some of you love when I say meaty bits. I don't know why you think it's so funny, but I'm just trying to say it as much as possible because it makes you laugh. So I'm gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna add my sauce. My sauce to this pan. I'm gonna give it a good stir, and it's gonna simmer for 12 to 15 minutes. My chicken has been simmering for about 10 minutes. It should be thickening up. Mine is. If yours isn't, you can add about a tablespoon of cornstarch to some water, about a 1/4 cup of water, and add it, and it should make like more of a glaze, and let it simmer in there, add it slow. I decided not to use the leftover French toast. I'm gonna serve this over rice. I got some beautiful broccoli with my imperfect order this week, so I'm gonna add this and let it simmer in the sauce for about 10 more minutes. Come on. What are you thinking about, little man? It's time to make a one-pan spicy, sticky chicken dinner.